Hi. Yeah, I know. You probably read the title and you probably seen the thumbnail and you probably clicked on this. We're going to have a nice discussion about this because y'all know my feelings on it. I'm okay with it, and I actually am okay with it because the simple truth is we've been wanting this for long, but we're going to get into that later. So, yeah, let's talk about this, shall we? Okay, so back in 2012, there was a very good artist that made some fan art about female custodies. I don't remember his name. I'm going to look it up. I know it's out there because it's one of the better female custody artworks. It was made, I think, back in 2012, 2013. It may be reposted here and there, but I know that it exists because I've seen it. You can take everything I say in this video, by the way, with a grain of salt, because there are some things I could find, other things I couldn't find, and other things that I wish I could find but just aren't there. Now, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching this because I understand that most people have their things against it, others don't like it, some do like it. But the thing is with it, it's just one of those things where you have to either like it, hate it, or you just have to talk about it. And because I'm in a lose-lose situation here. If I talk about it and I agree with it, I'm going to get hate. If I don't talk about it, people are going to assume I didn't like it, and I'm going to get hate. And if I do talk about it and say I don't like it, people are going to hate. It's just a lose-lose situation, so I'm going to basically put this out there and make it very, very clear. I am okay with female custodians for lore reasons and also personal reasons. That being said, you should not hate a group just because they like Custodes. I'm going to say this again. You should not hate a group if they like what has been done to the Custodes. One more time? No? Good. Now listen. When it comes to female Custodes, this was a thing that we wanted back in 2013, 2014, after the guy posted the one picture we were talking about earlier. I wanted to tell people this story because it is a really good story. After we basically had this whole debacle about it, we all were asking, like, hey, why really do we not have female Space Marines and female Custodes? One of the people at GW, I don't remember who it was, I know it was one of the, like, head honchos at the time, stated, we were actually talking about making female Custodes because we can't really make female Astartes. And there's a reason, because of lore. And it was just like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Now, again, with the whole lore thing, yeah, I understand that people, well, yeah, long story short, GW kind of pulled an FU and basically banned people and rewrit and retconned it. Yeah, it's kind of shitty, and yes, I understand, and again, I agree, they could have done it really much better, but it was just the thing that happened, and you can't really go back on it, and you can't really go against it. That being said, the reason why we don't see female Astartes, the real good reason, and it's lore-based, and yes, I understand, and I really understand this. I get the irony. Don't hate me. I get the irony. But you have to understand something. They've tried females back in the day with Astartes. The problem is, because of the gene seed, it doesn't always work. Out of all 5,000, I believe, or some like ridiculous number, it was a ridiculous number of female people just trying to become Astartes, it failed miserably. Out of all of them, only I think 1 or 2 survived. So out of, let's say, 100%, only 0.01% survive. That's not a good percentage. We're not going to waste material and precious items like gene seeds on individuals that we know for a fact are probably not going to survive. Now that brings us into the whole Sisters of Battle and Sisters of Silence thing. That's a different topic altogether. Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Battle are different branches. The Sisters of Silence work with the Custodes because the Custodes don't have any real good method of fighting chaos or anything that involves the warp. That's why they basically work with, the Custodes because of that. They're the counterbalance. Now, do I think the Sisters of Silence do deserve their own little codex? Fuck yeah, because I love the Sisters of Silence. They're badass bitches. That's not the point, though. The point is this. By lore aspect, the reason why the Custodes work is because they're not Astartes. Astartes, you get basically, before you become a prepubescent, you basically are brought in, you're trained, you go through therapy, surgery, and multiple other things, and somewhere in between that, Astartes don't really resemble humans anymore. Astartes are not human. They're more or less mutations. Hell, even the Custodes themselves had said in multiple books, I'm not even going to list them, in multiple books that Custodes have talked to Astartes, they literally look down on them because of the simple truth. They know for a fact, hey, you guys were basically, you guys were physically altered. We were genetically altered. We're superior because we're still human. And that's the thing. Custodes are still human. There is no extra lung, extra heart, extra this, extra that. They're literally just humans that went through genetic manipulation. When? Well, not by prepubescent age, by birth. Custodes are given up to them, to the church, and basically the Imperium when they're infants. They're not even 1 year old before they're taken away. So, yeah, the reason it works is because it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a chick. You don't give a shit. You're literally taken away from your family as an infant. There's nothing that can be used. And the reason why the gene therapy sessions work is because, I say this again, militiamen on the planet that is being invaded, they're basically the Honda Civics. There's a dime a dozen of them. They can be used as much as they want. Guardsmen, they're equivalent from a Ford Mustang to a Ford GT. Astartes, they are equivalent to Ferrari to Bentleys. Custodes, Rolls-Royce to Bugattis. Like, that's how much of a difference in all of these are. You have to understand something. Custodes are handcrafted. They are not gene seed, just tick the boxes, do the surgeries, do everything, you're done. No, they are genetically altered, genetically risen, and came through training so severe that it's 1 in 100 Custodes will actually become Custodes. The rest of them will literally join the guard and become guardsmen of Terra. That's it. That is not a joke when I say this. They are not to be taken lightly. Custodes need to be the best of the best of the best of the best from birth. Okay? That means that it doesn't matter if they're a male or a female. And it actually works out because lore-wise, it makes sense. Custodes are basically taken from birth and genetically altered from get-go start 1. Astartes, you're prepubescent. And also the gene seed sequence has a chance to actually kill? If you're a female on a higher percentage, why would we waste all of this stuff on a person that's not even going to survive? It doesn't make sense. So, again, it doesn't make sense to certain degrees. Lore aspect-wise, it makes sense. Now, how GW should have actually introduced this? Well, they should have fucking done it right. And how? Well, hindsight's 2020. Here's how you should have probably done this. In my opinion, you should have led out with the fact that after the Emperor went onto the throne, there weren't many highborns that were able to give birth to males. So they had to take what they could get. At some point, there were multiple female babies, infants, that were taken in by the chapters and turned into Custodes. So that is how you could actually, do it correctly. It would make sense that the Emperor didn't, have any wise ideas on this. It was all because this is what we have, we're going to have to use it type deals. Now, do I think that this is an actual thing that could happen? Yeah, it probably did. Because you have to think about it. Birth rates in the Imperium, there's planets, and I know this is going to get a little, this is trigger warning, just hurry up and skip ahead about 30 seconds. Okay? People gone? Good. There's breeding planets. I'm gonna say that again. There are breeding planets where women are taken and turned into breeders.
What? What the fuck?
Good. You get the gist of this? This is 40K. People are fucking monsters. Good. You get it. Now, with that being said, yeah, there are some things. Hindsight is 2020 and everything else in between. But you have to understand, with that being said, things could have been done correctly and done differently to the point where it could have been better. But with that being said, that's basically my take on the whole Custodes thing. I understand that there's a lot of people that hate Custodes being female and this and that, and kind of the thing that GW fucked up on. But hey, it is what it is. You can't really have everything handed to you. And with female Custodes, we've wanted this ever since 2015 when the guy from GW said we were actually thinking about doing female Space Marines. It is what it is. You can't do much about it. So, with that being said, I thank you guys for watching. You don't have to subscribe if you don't agree, or you do agree. You don't have to do that. This is not one of those videos. This video was basically my take and my thoughts on what happened because of this. That being said, I thank you for watching, even if it was only for a couple seconds, or just so that way you could yell at me in the comment section. But I am interested. Please, leave your comments down below so we can actually have an open conversation about this. This is a really good franchise. I love and I am adored to. I mean, hell, look at me. I am literally a fucking Primaris Marine. I love 40K. I love SCPs. So please, down in the comment section below, leave what you believe. If I said things right, if I said things wrong, or just if you want to actually ask a question or two, I'll get back to it in some shorts. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, remember, for your own safety and self, please, just don't become sheeple that follow in people's footsteps.